Hey, I wanted to share with you some of the work that I'm doing right now. And I'll start it off kind of in a premise of what I was told when I was a little girl. So, when I was a little girl, the church said that when you die, God keeps track of everything, much like a movie. And at the end, you'll have to speak about everything that you ever did wrong. Pretty scary as a little child, but that's another story altogether. One of the things that I was reminded of when doing my work the other day is how it's similar to what I'm doing in my work. I am going into memories, which we call time traveling. And those memories are opportunities to look at where I, with my free will, made the choice to decide to feel a particular way, and how that feeling a particular way through free will choice has now been a part of my ongoing life. And I'm sharing this with you because it's an opportunity for you to gain more awareness on how you can effectively change your current now moment. So, if there's a memory inside of you that you can traverse back to, and remember your feelings in that and the decisions you made from that point, you should be able to fast forward to the now, time travel, right? And be able to see how it's been looping you into a continual state. So, an example of this would be when I was a young girl, I had a friend, and every time and I loved hanging out with her, and every time we seemed to go out and do something like roller skating, anything physical, she would end up getting hurt, and then it would be very dramatic, and she was very sensitive, and she would get hurt and she would cry, and then the fun would be over. So I made, through my free will, some choices at that point in time. I'll tell you what they are so I can share with you how they've maintained in my entire life from that choice as a young girl. So I was like, oh my gosh, well, the fun's over, right? And I was like, she blew that one. So I associated being sensitive, crying when hurt, as a way to ruin a good time. So it was a time when I disassociated myself from my body. In addition to that, I judged her for her having this reaction because it ended up ruining a good time. So I've associated getting hurt and reactions to not a good time, that it ruins a good time. And these have been weaving in and out of my life now since I made that decision. In addition to that, I associated the end of a good time with someone opting out. So I wanted people to always stay in. So I became a people pleaser from that standpoint. And these all have interesting journeys to them. Now, this is all associated with your ego. So your ego is trying to help you through this journey we call a human experience. It's got all of the collective information it knows. It's gathered up information from your family's lineage, whether this is your first ride at the rodeo here as a human or not. Your family lineage has energy, right? That your ego's gathered up. So your ego is really smart and is trying to protect you and learn from the lessons and trying to help you traverse a human experience. So by reviewing all of these opportunities, you can go back in and transform that energy that is present in you that cannot be destroyed. So unlike most tapes out there that are like, okay, so you were wounded as a child or whatever, you just think differently. Well, you can, but if you take a little more responsibility for yourself, and I think of it as a little bit more responsibility for my energy that I am looping with my ego. So now I don't even know if you felt comfortable with me saying that, but that's how I see it. Then what, see the people pleasing thing trying to come in? So taking responsibility for that allows for you to transform that energy into anything you want, right? So thinking differently could be one piece of it, but transforming it with your now moment and your awareness of your I am presence can come in and truly lift it up to boom, 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 right? So that is the opportunity of your time traveling back to emotional states. And so much like what the church was talking about, right? So back when I was younger and I was going to church, the concept of you dying and then coming back was part of the program system. Now we know that we are going to ascend. So the ascension is a different concept and construct than the, getting old or dying for no reason or whatever the case may be. So now that we are in this new ascension process, we, much like our the concept of dying that the church spoke about, have the opportunity, if we so choose, to, much like watching a movie, go back and jump through different places that we can remember experiences through. And that is what I've been on the journey with. And I was shown that it was very similar to what I was told, but unlike it, me being a bad girl and going into, a thing and answering for my mistakes, I get a chance to go back through and see how those choices are affecting my energy to this day, and how with the awareness of the I am presence along with the ego, we can make crazy transformational choices. So that is what I wanted to share with you as of right now. And I've got a lot to share today, so I will have many videos if you want to check out another one. Okay, have a great day.